What's up, everybody? Legacy here with another podcast for Critical Points. Today, I have a very special guest. His name is Beowulf from Missouri. Say what's up.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Beowulf.
And Beowulf is a mobile PUBG player. He has played other mobile games in the past, such as Vainglory and Critical Ops. So why don't you just kind of give us a background and history of how you got into mobile gaming and how you basically got to where you are now in the PUBG mobile scene?
So it started about 4 years ago now, and uh, I first got an iPad and I started playing the game Vainglory, which is a MOBA, and then I just got good at it, and it kind of took off and started playing tournaments and stuff. And I didn't even know this was possible for me at the time, but then went to 3 different LAN tournaments for Vainglory, and that's really what sparked my drive to like play games competitively and such. And then ended up kind of getting bored, burning out of that game after playing it for I think about a year and a half, and then started playing Critical Ops. Loved that. Loved how it was a change of pace from like a MOBA is like super strategic and takes like really long time to play the games and all that, and then back to games that are more my style is first person shooters or just shooter games in general. I really love that. And so Critical Ops is right up my alley. I liked watching CSGO, and it's the same game, obviously. But I don't know, that didn't last. I eventually got bored of Critical Ops as well, and then switched to PUBG Mobile like a few months after I had quit Critical Ops. That PUBG Mobile came out, and I knew it was backed by Tencent, and they were gonna blow the game up with tournaments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I made sure I got on the leading edge of the esports scene as soon as I could.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, Tencent definitely backs their games really well. They put a lot into their tournaments. I definitely think that was a smart move by you. Let's go back a little bit. You mentioned that you got to go to 3 lands for Vainglory. Was that something that you didn't know that you could even do? And was your parents like supportive of that? And was that like an exciting thing for you, or did you kind of downplay it?
It was really exciting. I mean, it was a lot of work, and like I started playing. I used to play baseball and sports and stuff, and I kind of stopped all that in high school and just started playing Vainglory pretty much only. And my parents were not happy about that because I pretty much went from being like active to just playing games and just focusing only on being the best at Vainglory and playing tournaments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it was a lot. Playing that was a lot harder than any other game I think I've played, because there was so many good teams and stuff that getting to these LAN tournaments was not easy. And a lot of times, like I remember one of them, the first one that I qualified for, the best of 3 that we played against this other team to qualify was like one of the hardest things I've ever done. Like we'd work so hard to win that game, and to qualify it was such a big deal. We were ecstatic, and I don't know. There's no feeling like that, overcoming some big obstacle and achieving a goal like that.
So I guess that actually helped you build your confidence to to be patient and then not overdo anything leading into your other games. So it probably helped you build your clutch gene, and you've been on big stages, which leads me to now. Let's talk about PUBG Mobile. Now you say you transitioned into it early in the game. Was it hard for you to find a team to settle in with? And then how did you guys go about forming your team?
Um, yeah, so I've always kind of been a natural leader. I feel like so back in Vainglory, I was the in-game leader. Critical Ops, I wasn't always, but when I could, I always wanted to. And now switching into PUBG, I did tons and tons of research into how pro PC teams played and moved around the map and just studied everything I could find, tournaments and streams of pro players and stuff, trying to learn how to be the best in-game leader. And I knew if I could do that, then I just got to find the right players that can listen to me and mesh well, and we'll have an unstoppable team. So at the beginning of the game, I was pretty much just looking for the best possible talent I could find. I recruited like the rank 1 player off the leaderboards,
Nice,
and
nice.
he was like, his name was Angry, and he's one of like, he's still on the team to this day, and he's one of the best players in the game. And then I also recruited another player that played Critical Ops before, named Pyra, and he I really wanted to get people who, I guess, played Critical Ops or shooters in the past, because they were kind of already good at the shooting aspect. All we had to learn was the strategy. That's why my transition to PUBG was so easy. I was already like a pro Critical Ops player, so I was really good at playing a shooter on an iPad, and so was he. It just made sense, and the transition was really easy. And then it took a while before we found our solid fourth, but now we found a player named Everfury, who ended up being, he was always in the top ranks with of the leaderboards because he played so much, and now he's just like, because of the amount that he's played the game, he has so much game knowledge and has gotten so good that I don't know, the four of us just make an unstoppable team right now.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you guys' chemistry showed off in the PUBG Mobile Star Challenge. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the qualifiers leading into the actual live event that they held. You guys were definitely touted as the top team heading into the live event. Do you think that's due to your guys' game sense and knowledge, or do you think that guys just basically outplayed the other teams to get to where you were?
Um, Most of the casters watch our performance in online tournaments that happen every weekend, and we're usually in the driver's seat going into every week, dictating the game and winning and coming out in with the most amount of points each week. And then the qualifiers, we just did our thing as we usually do. We won 3 out of the 4 games in really dominant fashion, and we were definitely like favored to win the tourney.
Yeah, that's you guys definitely were. I watched all the NA qualifiers. There was definitely some other big teams and organizations in the event as well. Let's talk about the LAN experience. How exciting was that for you guys to meet each other, and what kind of preparations did you guys do since it is a live event? You know, and people do get nerves, and I'm not sure about the other players, but I think maybe the only one with the LAN experience. How did you, you know, keep them calm and, you know, play at the highest level they could?
So that was their first live events that they went to, my 3 teammates, and actually we had to use a sub because our player Pyra is actually he's 17, and they required players that they would take or to play in the event, they had to be 18 plus. So we had actually to get a sub player named Zute, which is one of the really well known, really good players in the community, and he ended up meshing really well with us. And I don't think we played any worse with the sub than we would have with our main roster. But in order to focus and like, I guess, handle our nerves, since they had never been through that before, we just kind of were always listening to music, trying to calm ourselves and ignoring the fact that we're playing on a stage in front of like tens of thousands of viewers online and all that.
Oh yeah, there was like 50,000 plus watching. It was
Yeah,
insane.
I think the peak on the second day I heard was like 60,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never played in front of that many people before.
I mean,
But I was surprisingly calm. I think I was only nervous one game. That was the last game. That was the one that was going to decide who won the tourney. So I think there's reason to be nervous there. But
mhm.
that was the only one that I was really like shaking or felt nervous going into.
Now, after day one, you guys, obviously the casters, and they're talking about your team mainly, but you guys ended the day winning 2 and losing 2 to Team Gates. But you guys had some crazy, crazy plays, especially you as well. and I believe it was day one or day two, but you guys would get into a lot of firefights where other teams would come in and basically pick off the opponents for you guys. Do you think that helped, or was that was like a strategy on the fly? Like, all right, let's hold back and let them take care of those guys, and then we can push through.
Um, yeah, so usually PUBG tournaments are 64 players. That one was 80, which means it's 20 teams. So there was just so many people that in the circle at any given time that there was teams fighting us, we were fighting them. There was another team shooting that other team in the back and shooting us in the back. Like, I don't know, there was just so much chaos that sometimes it helped us, and sometimes we were in the middle of multiple teams just getting shot up trying to survive. So I think it kind of goes both ways.
Mm. Now,
It helps me.
representing a major mobile org such as Gankstars, did you guys feel any pressure to represent the brand, or just go out there and do business as usual?
Um, I wouldn't say it was pressure to represent the brand, more of pressure to um, keep our title as like we had no official title saying that we were the best team in North America, but like everybody kind of thought that, and this event would have probably given us that title, except we ended up coming up second place, losing to Team Gates. But it was more pressure to just perform and live up to everybody's expectations of us as a team.
Mm-hmm. Now, you guys ended up getting second to Team Gates, but you guys did get second, and you guys did get a cash prize and a big, nice trophy, and also a trip to Dubai to play in the global final. Like, that has to be something that you can tell your friends, your family, like, kind of like a "Hey, mom, I made it" kind of moment. What does that mean for you?
Oh yeah, dude. I've never played, so I've played other games in the past. Obviously, I went to LAN events, but I've never traveled outside the country before in general. And then I've also never made it to like I've never been on a team good enough to go to some sort of world championship, world finals, anything like that. So I don't know. It's a huge honor, and I don't want to say it's something that I didn't expect coming into playing PUBG because I knew it was going to get here, and I wanted to make a team good enough to make it there. But I don't know. It's finally it's like a dream come true. It's finally everything's coming together, and I don't know. It's a huge deal for me.
Yeah, I mean, because you've been patient as a mobile gamer, and I know mobile gaming kind of like up to at least 2 years ago was kind of looked at and laughed at, but now, you see Vainglory, Arena of Valor, who Tencent also makes, having massive, massive global tournaments. Do you think that the rise of PUBG and games like that will really help the mobile scene grow and flourish to where players can actually kind of make a living doing or playing and streaming mobile games?
Yeah. I don't know if I expect to make a living off of it, but I mean, I'm only 18 and I'm in college. So there's not much that I have to even pay for to like, or I don't need to make money to live off of right now from PUBG. But I mean, that's obviously that's the goal in the future, and any money that I can make off of winning tournaments and stuff always helps. And I really hope that it gets to a point one day where yeah, I can support huge teams and people can have it as their job, and they can have like team houses and all that, just like other PC games and competitors.
Mm.
I can't wait for that day.
Now, where do you go to college in Missouri?
Um, I went to a small university in St. Louis called Webster University,
Oh, I
and
know where Webster is.
okay,
I w-
and
the reason I
then I'm
asked
studying.
is because Maryville is a massive, massive esports college. If you're looking to continue your growth, maybe it's something you could look into. But just throwing it out there. Um, but what kind of tips do you have as being touted as one of the best players in the game for players that are new to the mobile PUBG scene, and how to kind of get over that plateau or ceiling and climbing in the ranks?
The big thing I say to people is a lot of times people are just starting the game, and PUBG in general. This is a question I get on my streams all the time: is do I need to play claw, which claw is playing with 4 fingers instead of just your thumbs. And I don't know, that's the biggest thing that's gonna make your game all that much better, and get better at PUBG in general or whatever game you're playing on mobile. It really helps. But then if you're trying, this is another one of the other questions I get is how do, like, they have a team that they're playing in tournaments with, or a squad that they play in games with, and they're just not, like, I guess, getting the results they really want. And when I say that, when you're trying to get better as a team, you need one designated leader, and that leader needs to know what they're doing, and you need to trust them to make the right call. And I think you really get that information from watching other people play, watching streams of other players, watching tournaments, and like I said, the way I did it was just watching every PC tournament that I could find on YouTube and Twitch, PC PUBG tournament, and just studying how they move and play.
Now, the actual venue you guys played at looked amazing on stream. It looked super polished and professional. And then I also noticed you guys actually played on I believe it was the Galaxy Note 9. Is that correct?
The Samsung Note 9, yeah.
And
Samsung Galaxy Note 9.
okay, okay, so sorry about that. Was it hard to transition from the iPad Surface because it's a lot bigger?
Yeah, so our whole team plays on iPad, and this is kind of a joke in, I guess, the community, is that we only recruit iPad players. And I don't think it's a coincidence that I only recruited iPad players. I think iPad's just far superior to playing on a phone, and it just worked out that way because I recruited the best players, and obviously the best players are playing on iPad. That's why they're the best. And so them being sponsored by Samsung, the tournament being sponsored by Samsung, they made us all play on the Note 9, and they didn't give us really any time to practice on it. So switching from iPad to the phone, I mean, it's a huge phone. I'm holding it right now, and like its screen is bigger than my entire iPhone 8, and so it's a big screen, but it was still a weird transition. And I think if we were given more time to play with it, we would have done better.
Yeah, I mean, you guys obviously still did amazingly well.
Yeah.
Was there any surprises in the other two teams that also qualified? Did I know Lights Out underperformed? Was there any other teams that you're expecting to do better or worse?
I wasn't surprised at all with the top 3 finishers. I think those 3 teams are the best 3 in NA right now as well. And in online tournaments, they're the teams like us, Team Gates, and Wildcard are the ones that are always performing and doing super well.
Now, do you think you're gonna have to change any of your strategies or do any homework about some of the other regions that are gonna be qualifying, or just kind of take it day by day, keep to your strats that you have now, and maybe hold some surprises for the global final?
I personally haven't done much research into the other regions. I know a lot of other people have been watching the games, and kind of there's a weird thing that happens when, I guess, once we're all like going to Dubai and playing the World Championship, it's kind of like we're not against the other 2 NA teams anymore. We're kind of like working together in a sense.
Yeah.
That somebody from North America or from your own region wins is what you want, obviously. So it's almost like, and we're not enemies. We're friends, and they're like we're sharing strats with each other and stuff. And
yeah, that's definitely.
and I'm
good.
sure we'll all the 3 teams, once we're there and stuff, we'll all be talking about how to beat everyone else and have us perform well.
Yeah, I mean, that's great camaraderie. And when it comes to global esports and gaming, it's always going to be which region is the best in the world, and it'd be great to see some more NA teams being champions. So I really wish you guys the best of luck, and I hope you guys have a great time. Anything you want to say to your fans, or anything you left out that you want to say? You can shout out your Twitter. I believe it's Beowulf _iOS.
Yeah, the big thing right now is my Twitch. It's it's the same thing, Beowulf_iOS. I just started streaming a bunch and stuff, and I'm about to be partnered soon, I think. And I
Congratulations.
don't know. That's what I've been mainly focusing on. And something that everyone's been asking me to do is stream because they want to watch me play and my teammates play.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously.
Definitely. I mean, you're gonna have a big fan base. Might as well, help them out, and they'll give you support, I'm sure. So, if there's not anything else, thank you for being on the show. I appreciate you doing the interview, as this is the first off-topic podcast we're doing, since we usually talk about critical ops, but we like to expand to PUBG, and it's an honor to have you on as our first guest. So, thank you very much.
Oh yeah, anytime. I hope I'm back after Dubai with some good news.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, shout out to Beowulf. His Twitter and Twitch is Beowulf_iOS. So check out his streams, give him a follow, and this is us saying peace.
Thank you.